Have you ever wondered what unites a nation in the face of adversity? Burkina Faso's new national anthem in the local language, Zango ne wende ni bore, and the powerful speech delivered by our Prime Minister at the raising of colours ceremony at the Prime Minister's office hold the key. These words and melodies carry the spirit of our nation, reminding us of our rich traditions, resilience, and the path forward. Stay with us as we dive into the anthem that's inspiring a new generation of patriots and the Prime Minister's message that's shaping the future of Burkina Faso. We were all amazed today, especially seeing the children united by the national anthem. It's incredible how a simple song can bring together the sons and daughters of our land. And it serves as a powerful reminder of our unity, one that even allowed the people who were expelled from this land centuries ago to return to Ouagadougou. That's the true strength of our national anthem. It's more than just a song. It's a symbol of unity and patriotism. If you noticed, toward the end of the anthem, there was a reference to untold, which means that no matter where they go, they never abandon their traditions. They hold on to their culinary habits, and this teaches us a valuable lesson. Wherever we go, we must never forget our own traditions and cultures. Even those who were expelled from here managed to preserve their customs, and this is something they must pass down to the entire Burkinabe people for generations to come. Let me remind you of the great role the revolution played in all of this. It was during the revolution that we rediscovered the Samo people's rich cultural contributions, like their local dishes. Do you remember when President Thomas Sankara introduced local cuisine at official receptions? That's the essence of the revolution, preserving and embracing our shared history. Our children are the future of this country. They are our hope. Today they wore T-shirts with the image of our president, combined with skirts made from local fabrics. It was symbolic and powerful. I've noticed even some journalists here have started adopting local outfits, though a few remain resistant. But it's time we all embrace our culture and values, because that's our identity. We must also ensure that these children understand what they're doing. One day, when we are no longer here, it will be up to them to carry the torch of our national identity and heritage. Just like in the time of Thomas Sankara, when the pioneers carried forward the revolution, today's children must be the ones to continue that legacy, regardless of the challenges they face. Yesterday, the president delivered an important speech, one that each of us must take seriously. He spoke about the traitors of our nation and the constant attempts to destabilize our leadership, particularly aimed at President Traoré. Why? Because the path we've chosen, much like in the days of Thomas Sankara, challenges the status quo. Our economic sovereignty, our local industries, and our push for independence are unsettling the interests of foreign powers who have long benefited from our resources. This is the reason for the disruptions we see today, and make no mistake, they are willing to spend whatever it takes, dollars, euros, just to destabilize us. But we must remain firm in our resolve. As the president urged, we cannot betray our country. We must hold on to our identity, our traditions, and our values. This second phase of the Patriotic Commitment Days started on October 2nd, a symbolic date when President Thomas Sankara delivered his political orientation speech. Many of you may have never read it or even heard of it, but it's crucial that every household owns a copy, not as a decorative item, but as a guide to understanding our current path and the broader history of the African and global people. The new school year has started, and I hope that our children will not only learn how to read, but also gain a deep understanding of knowledge and education. There's a difference between teaching and education. Teaching gives you knowledge, but education grounds you in your heritage, making you useful to yourself, your family, and your society. We must ensure that our children are not wandering aimlessly like guinea fowls, but are properly educated, respectful, and rooted in our traditions. Now, this is where I'd like to remind you to hit that like button if you're finding this insightful, and don't forget to subscribe to stay updated with more powerful content like this. The president spoke about helping his mother with chores, and I can relate because I did the same. We, as boys, had to step in and assist with traditionally female tasks when the girls weren't old enough to help. This is what true education is about. No task is beneath you, and it's these shared experiences that shape who we become. Education is the foundation of everything, and as the world evolves, we're moving toward an era where knowledge is power. It's no longer about brute strength, but about economic and intellectual might. The countries that dominate the world today do so because they have knowledge. That's why it's essential for us to prioritize education and ensure our children are equipped with the tools to succeed. In closing, let's remember that education and knowledge are the keys to revolution. Not rebellion, but revolution. The kind of change that transforms societies for the better. With proper knowledge, we can truly change the world. Let's stay united on this journey and continue to build a brighter future for our nation. And if you haven't already, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We have a lot more to share on this journey toward empowerment and education. Thanks for watching. As we reflect on the Prime Minister's speech at the Raising of Colors ceremony, it becomes clear that the message was more than just a patriotic address. It was a call to action for every citizen of Burkina Faso. At its core, the speech emphasized the importance of unity, tradition, and education as the pillars for the nation's progress. In the face of external challenges and internal divisions, the Prime Minister reminded us that our strength lies in embracing our identity, preserving our cultural heritage, and passing these values on to the next generation. One of the key takeaways from the speech was the call to safeguard our traditions and ensure they are not forgotten, even as we advance. The Prime Minister highlighted the role of education, not just as a tool for acquiring knowledge, but as a means to root our children in the rich heritage of Burkina Faso. This vision of education is more holistic, focusing on building individuals who are useful to themselves, their families, and their society. A vision that aligns with the values laid down during the revolutionary days of Thomas Sankara. The speech also touched on the importance of patriotism and resilience in the face of adversity. In a time when Burkina Faso faces attempts at destabilization and foreign influence, the Prime Minister's message was clear. We must resist any forces that threaten our sovereignty. The comparisons to the Sankara era were evident, as the Prime Minister stressed the importance of staying on the path of economic independence, promoting local industries, and ensuring that the nation's policies serve the interests of the people rather than external powers. Furthermore, the Prime Minister's speech was a reminder that leadership is not just about those at the top, but about every individual's role in the nation's development. It is a collective effort, and every citizen is called to take responsibility for their part in shaping the future. From parents ensuring their children receive proper education rooted in tradition, to individuals embracing their identity through cultural expressions like local attire, the speech underscored that everyone has a role to play in building a strong and prosperous Burkina Faso. In conclusion, the Prime Minister's speech was a powerful reminder of the values that hold our nation together: unity, education, and cultural pride. It was a call for every Burkinabe to contribute to the ongoing struggle for sovereignty and independence, drawing inspiration from our revolutionary past to shape a brighter future. The anthem we sang today and the message we heard are not just symbolic, they are the blueprint for the kind of nation we aspire to be. As we move forward, let's hold on to the Prime Minister's words, remembering that together, united by our history, our traditions, and our values, we can overcome any challenge and build a Burkina Faso that stands tall on the global stage.